Okay, so welcome to the second New Africa Board meeting. My name is Nile, founder of the New Africa Foundation. Um, we'll give it a little bit more time to let anybody join, but during this board meeting, we will be discussing once again what is New Africa, what is the New Africa Foundation, and how everything operates during these board meetings. This will be recorded and this will be posted on YouTube and on Instagram in case anyone had missed missed this board meeting. So even if you couldn't make it, it's okay. You'll be able to see it. And remember, we do this every Sunday from 12 o'clock to around 2 o'clock. All right. So give me a little bit more time, about 20 more seconds, and then we'll get this started. So usually in the beginning, the first thing we do is we let everyone who comes in introduce themselves, let them know who they are, what they do, so that all the artists can start getting to understand the kind of people that are entering the space. Um, as you guys know, my name is Nile. I'm the founder of the nonprofit. I'm also a graphic designer, web developer, many other things, and I'm here to bring knowledge, positivity to this world. Um, we're gonna get started. So first, who is the New Africa Foundation? Quick overview of everything that is entitled that is a part of the New Africa Foundation and what it does. Our purpose is to unify and uplift all African descendants through the power of love, gratitude, and group economics. So those who are a part of the New Africa Foundation, which are, to be in specific, me as the founder and our 5 board members, all of us is what encompasses the New Africa Foundation. And our purpose is to unify and uplift all African descendants through the power of love, gratitude, and group economics. Now, after you have the New African Foundation, you have New Africa, which is the collective consciousness of those striving to achieve freedom through knowledge creation and collaboration. So you have on the bottom the foundation, think of it as a house, is the New Africa Foundation. Then you have the collective consciousness, which sits on top of that foundation, which are those achieving freedom through knowledge creation and collaboration. So you have the foundation, the consciousness, and then you have the New African Nation, which are the people that make up New Africa. So you have the foundation as the 5 board members and myself. Then you have the New Africa, which is the consciousness, the idea that we all subscribe to and we can be about. Then on top of that, you have the nation, and they all 3 of them serve each other to create one pillar of knowledge, creation, collaboration, love, gratitude, and group economics. All the things that make a great nation, and much more. Consciousness. So, to put it in visual perspective, you have the New Africa Foundation here, New Africa as the consciousness, and then the New African Nation as the togetherness. New Africa and the New Africa Foundation and the New African Nation both take care of New Africa. So it's up to the people to uphold that consciousness, to uphold the idea of knowledge creation and collaboration. And the New Africa Foundation, through love, gratitude, and group economics, supports the New African Nation, and the nation supports the foundation to support the idea of New Africa. So this is kind of the triangle of how it works and how everything supports each other, and this is the ecosystem of New Africa. So, the New Africa Foundation. We are the nonprofit organization that artists and creatives make their visions come to life. We are the nonprofit organization that helps artists and creatives make their visions come to life. We do that through events, projects, and other ways that we can support artists in whatever their creative ideas are. like I said before, the New Africa Foundation consists of myself and the other 5 board members. So every Sunday during these meetings, we talk about the projects that are proposed from either people in the community or people a part of the board. And we take those proposals and we vote to say if we agree with this project, if we agree to work on this project. Once we agree to work on that project, we put together an action plan on how to make that project come to life. After that action plan is created, we then go to our resources and pool them together to create whatever your project or event is. At the same time, because we are a nonprofit organization, we can apply for grants. So those grants will also be applied to be able to fund your project or your event. Okay. The board. The board consists of 5 board members. The board is responsible for upholding and updating the bylaws, voting on projects and events, handling the finances of the organization, and listening to community feedback. So every Sunday when we hold these board meetings, um, the board will be first handling, our current projects and all of that, and talking about the bylaws that we follow. If someone in the community says, I don't agree with this bylaw, I don't agree with what's going on. The board is the people who we come together to talk about it. We decide if this is something that should be upheld or should be turned down or updated, and we decide from there. If someone has an issue with, let's say they went to a New Africa event and they didn't like how their art was handled or how they were being presented, they can come to the board meetings and can speak to the board and say, we don't like how this went. The board is the ones who would come up with a solution to that person's problem or find a way to accommodate for what was going on to accommodate for their issue. So the board is the foundation for the people that we are here to support. Okay. Now, if you want to apply to be a board member, we are at the moment looking for our board members. You can go to newafricafoundation.org/board, and there will be an application where you can apply to be a board member. Um, I'm not sure if this is up here yet, but uh, we also have our own social media layout. So it's called newafrica.io, nuafrica.io. And that is where we use to socialize and communicate with all the people who are a part of the New Africa community. And when you are a part of New Africa, the board is how you would see, sorry, other way around. When you're a part of the New Africa, when you are a part of the New Africa board, you would go to newafrica.io to see what is going on in the community and how to respond to certain things. And you will also have a tag which lets people know that you are a part of the board. So there's an online aspect where everyone can coordinate, as well as a in-person aspect that we deal with every Sunday. Um, Board meetings, what can you expect from the board meetings? So every board meeting, Sunday, 12 to 2, unless the board uh, changes those dates and times because of what works for the community. Um, they always start with the board discussing progress made from the previous board meeting. How's it going, Brother Sean? And we will also discuss new project and event ideas proposed by the board and by the community. So when the meeting starts, for this meetings particularly, I'm just going through again what is New Africa, how the board meetings are handled, and everything, so people can brought up to speed and so they can be posted on YouTube. But usually what would happen is we would start the board meeting talking about the projects and events proposed from the last meeting and our progress on it. And then after we talked about the progress, the board members would then propose their projects or their event ideas. The board would then vote on it and say yes or no. And then the community will go next. The community will then say, I have this project or this event idea that I'd like to propose. And then we vote on that. After the project and event ideas are proposed, spoken about, agreed upon, lastly, the community will get an opportunity to give feedback on previous projects, events, and ideas, or anything that's going on in the New Africa community. So that's what you can expect from most of the board meetings. They can either go quickly or they can be very long, all dependent on the ideas and how much people are interacting. And they'll last for at max 2 hours from 12 to 2 p.m. The bylaws. So as of right now, we're still coming up with the bylaws for New Africa, and it is required for a nonprofit organization to have bylaws. So the bylaws are basically of what keeps New Africa solid. So people can't, do things that go against what our goals and aims are. So the bylaws are what says that these things have to be for this purpose. These things have to be in this direction. So the bylaws is what keeps us grounded. It's what keeps people from doing things for their own personal gain. And yeah, so as of right now, I'm still drafting out um, what the bylaws should be based off of, but they will be based off of our three pillars: love, gratitude, and group economics for the New Africa Foundation, as well as being focused on knowledge, creativity, and collaboration. Um, these are some things that they're not official bylaws, but these are some things, some restraints that I wanted to have for New Africa, for the New Africa Foundation, just so that in the future we can. I see these as future issues that may come across. So, New Africa is not a place for separation. So, saying things or posting content that is racist or discriminatory, uh, to be exact, racist as in believing that one race is superior than the other. So nothing, you can't go on there saying that you get the gist. You understand what we mean. And if something happens, someone posts something that is just deemed racist, deemed discriminatory, what you would do is you would report it to the board. The board would look over it and see if that person had broke the bylaw, or is it really racist? Is it going against our written bylaws? And if it is, it will be removed. If not, then we will find some middle ground where that can be where it could be discussed between both parties. Um, New Africa is not a place for bringing others down. So no slander of a person's art or character. Now, objective criticism is allowed and accepted, but slander is considered unfair criticism. Um, if you post something, right, and someone is saying, like maybe they say, oh, this is ugly, this is, I can't really think of a good example. It's not really in my heart. But if that person who is reporting it finds this as unfair criticism, they will once again bring it to the board. The board will discuss it, and then we will decide if that comment will be stay up there or be taken down. All depends on what was voted on by the board. So I'm gonna go through this a little quicker. Miseducation, purposely miseducating people or leading people on a certain topic. So if you're coming up here to teach about, um, if you're teaching about finances, you want to teach about spirituality or anything, if you're coming on the platform to purposely mislead somebody for your own personal gain or something of that nature, then that's a no-no, that's a no-go, and you will either be suspended from our platform or permanently kicked off if you don't follow, if it doesn't follow our bylaws, or if you have ignored our recent warnings. Plagiarism, content posted on this platform must either be created by the user or given credit by the original creator. Um, if you post content on our social media platform, or yeah, basically we're mostly talking about our social media platform, or if you're at one of our events and you have an art piece that isn't yours, or it doesn't, or wasn't given um, the right credit, then that post or that content will be taken down, uh, and until that person is giving proper credit or and reached out to. If multiple offenses of this is found, then we will ban you, but you're not banished from New Africa. We have this. It's this place called the Shadow Realm, and I'm not sure if we have a place explaining it, but I'll explain it real quick. The Shadow Realm is basically a micro community of those who have broken the rules of New Africa. So instead of completely uh, banishing you and saying you can no longer be a part, we've created a space where those who aren't, following the rules can be with each other, and still have the opportunity to connect with each other and still make connections, because it's not about you know um, separating one person versus the other. It's about following what our pillars are and still allowing connectivity and unification. So does anyone have any questions? And welcome, Christy. Any questions? Any questions? Christy Smith, are you there? No, it's all right. So that concludes the first part, which was just explaining what New Africa is and all of that. But now to get into more of the updates on what's going on with New Africa. So, as I said before, we are still looking for board members. The board members will be split into different roles, um, so that they're not too overwhelmed with too many tasks. One of those roles will be treasury. Another role is social media management, and I'm still coming up with the other roles needed, but those two are what we are looking for at the moment. So if anyone who is into finances, knows a CPA, is going to school for it, this will be a good role for you. And we are a official nonprofit organization, so it would be great for your taxes. You can write it off as I volunteered for a nonprofit. If you're going to school and you need volunteer credits, this would also count for that as well. So this would be a great opportunity if you're looking for those things. Um, Social media managers. We are looking for a social media manager as a volunteer. You will also be counted as a board member. Um, Once again, if you're going to school for um, marketing, also for arts, because this is technically a art nonprofit organization. So if you're going to school for the arts, and you do need some volunteer credits, this would count as well. So volunteer credits, those who are looking for some for write off on their taxes, they're saying that they have um, worked for a nonprofit organization or for a volunteer. This is an opportunity. Next is we have give me 1 second, pull up my list. Um, ah, so I have also officially become a part of the Pan African Federalist Movement. So you can see the New Africa Foundation and the Pan African Federalist Movement partnering a lot in this future. The Pan African Federalist Movement is a movement whose purpose is to unify the African states to create one unified Africa, United African States. This would also include the islands of um, Jamaica, Haiti, uh, and a couple other Caribbean states. This would also include those who are African Americans, and we would all be a part of one united African state. This is our goal, and we're politically campaigning towards that towards that goal. So you can expect a lot of their involvement in our events. You can also expect to see them a part of our events as speakers. And just expect to see them. And if anyone would like to join as well, you can also reach out to me. I'll have some links to their stuff pretty soon, so you can be able to see what they do and how to join and all of those things. Um, Events. So on August 17th is Marcus Garvey's birthday, officially Pan African Flag Day. We will be doing an event. Um, we don't have a location yet, but it will be in Brooklyn, and it will be a make your own flag day celebration, just like we did last year, where we'll have people be able to create their own flags through paintings. Um, There'll be like a big sheet of paper where people come by, paint their own flag. I'll give a demonstration and explanation of the Pan African flag, how it was created, and how you can make your own flag. We will also be giving out Pan African flags for people to wave around, and we will also have some speakers from the Pan African Federalist Movement speaking about Marcus Garvey and his legacy and how he created the Pan African movement. So that is on August 17th. I will be posting some the advertisements, the flyers for that tomorrow. We also have an event coming up on August 29th, a artist showcase. So an artist showcase, and as I've heard today, there will also be an event called for the Pan African Federalist Movement. It will be a youth town hall meeting where you can find out how the Pan African Federalist Movement, as well as the New Africa Foundation, will be involved in the youth and youth programs. Um, More information on that event will be posted pretty soon. I think I should have that ready by this Wednesday. But if you have any questions or any more information that you want to know, you can just reach out to me at New Africa Foundation on our Instagram. If you have my number, you can reach out to my number, and I'll give all of that information. Um, I think that is about it for the updates for the events. Now for projects, NewAfrica.io is offline at the moment, but we will be back online soon. We're making changes to the account system and updating it to where artists can have their artist profile on their account, so that when people come to New Africa Foundation, they can find your profile with your with your art mediums, what you do, and who you're affiliated with, your previous works. So that is being updated at the moment, and my goal is to have it released by next meeting, so next Sunday. So keep an eye out. I will, when it is released, put out an advertisement on Instagram. So just keep your eyes up, eyes and ears open. Um, there's a couple more projects as well that I'm personally working on, but I'm going to keep that under the wraps. If there's anyone who has a project or event that they would like to propose, now is the time. Okay. Um, if you are listening to this on Instagram and on YouTube, if you have a project you would like to propose, you can send us a DM on New Africa Foundation on Instagram. You can also send me an email at nile@newafricafoundation.org. Uh, and you can also pop into the next board meeting on Sunday to propose it to the board, and we will discuss it, see what we can do to make it happen and help you out and push it forward. Okay. Well, if no one has